I don't know why I did that. Good morning. Happy Saturday. I'm hyped today. I'm hyped. We've got a good day lined up with deadline streaming for a couple hours, and then I'm off to a swimming competition this evening. So that's quite exciting. I hope you're all doing well. I've got my my FPL mug. I see we got Nixie and Alex in the chat. Kafdan, Noble Jen, Laura. Great to see you all. Start Bruno or Rogers? That's a question, that, isn't it? Bruno. I think Bruno plays this week and probably doesn't play next week. I think. What do we reckon? Laura's a Man United fan as well. What do you reckon on Bruno Fernandes's minutes today or this weekend? I suppose even if he doesn't, I don't know. The final's a bit of a way off, isn't it? I think Bruno starts. Yeah. I've just noticed my glasses is a bit steamed up. Bear with. Amanda, good to see you. Thinking of taking a -4. I'd bring in Wissa and Sharda for Isaac and Murphy. I do not mind that. I do not mind that. Nixie, right, I'm gonna share my dilemma. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're 30k overall. We're 30k overall. This is my team. I think this team is perfectly acceptable, right? I could get through this week with this team, no transfers, absolutely fine. But it's been in my head for the last week that I think I can bring Haaland in. So I've already got 3 Man City players. So he'd have to go for Marmoush. But my thinking is Sharda in for Salah, Haaland in for Marmoush. That's my thinking. I don't need to chase. I'm in a decent position. But I just have a niggling feeling that Haaland starts today. I don't see why he doesn't. I don't see why he doesn't. Adnan, mate, you ask me that question every week. Claudette doesn't like it. Paul's done it. Laura's thinking about it. I'm really not sure about it. I always say, if you're not sure about a transfer, you probably shouldn't make it. But we've got 2 game weeks after this left this season. And also, this week at least, the downside doesn't look like it's there. I don't think Salah really does a whole lot. But what does worry me is the 2 subsequent fixtures, Brighton and Palace. I think they're decent fixtures for him. When does the Club World Cup begin? Is it after the season? Okay, so it's after the season. Sorry to tell you, but I don't think Haaland starts next week. Why would he not start next week? Oh, is it FA Cup final? Yeah. It's a struggle, isn't it? It's a struggle. Salah loves scoring against Arsenal, but yeah, he does, but we've seen pictures, well, I've seen pictures of McAllister and Darwin Núñez, like quite literally on the beach. I'm so tempted, man. I'm so tempted. Good to see you, G Wiz. Salah as a sell. Haaland will absolutely play, so his minute's not going to be... Yeah, fair enough. Morning, Tom, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Are you? I assume you'll be starting your stream soon. Thoughts on a midfield of Saka, Salah, KDB, and Mbumo? Yeah. I tell you what. That's another one. I could just go back to Saka, you know, because it's not outrageous to suggest that, you know, Arsenal are going to be going balls to the wall for the rest of the season, aren't they? Have I got an Arsenal player to check the fixtures? Yeah, I do. Fixtures are that. There's so many decisions, isn't there? Gunners will be going for it. I agree. Spirographer, I'd always favour starting an attacker. Capping 8 Nori. Fair enough, mate. Good stat there, Claudette. We like that. Yeah, Newcastle at home, not bad. They're not bad. But then Chelsea are obviously sort of fighting as well. So, yeah, Saka captain 38. But again, I could... Oh... Would you take a -4 hit to bring in Escape Artist? I think the hit would put me off. I don't think I'd do it for a hit. I'm thinking of doing it for free, and I'm like 50-50. I think if I had to take a hit to do it, I wouldn't do it. Yeah, nice one, G-Wiz. Hope you're keeping well, my friend. Absolutely, Nixie. Absolutely. Part of my fun in the game is doing well, though, as well. Up the golden goal. Let's go, mate. Christian, good morning. Liam, I refuse to be in a bad mood, mate. I'm refusing to be in a bad mood. Yes, Thursday night was pretty dross, but I'm refusing to be in a bad mood, mate. Not happening. Captain De Bruyne, Marmouche, or Mbumo? My gut feel says Mbumo. But I'm on Marmouche myself, aren't I? Thing is, I too really like Wissa, but I just don't know who I sell for him. Like, who would you sell of those three for Wissa? Like, the prospect of Mateta playing Tottenham, who are obviously not prioritising the league, and are terrible anyway. Isak, who's got... Obviously, it's a pretty poor fixture, I guess, in Chelsea, but he's Isak. And then there's Marmouche, who's got Southampton. Like, I don't see an obvious move for... I don't see an obvious move for Wissa in my team. Hey, crew, Ploppy, good to see you. Is Isak going to pick up his game? I don't know. I don't feel like... Well, I guess his open play game has been poor, hasn't it? But he scored in his last two... He's got 3 goals. Wow, that's pretty good. 1, 2, 4 attacking returns in his last 5 games. I think that's still pretty strong. And look, his XGI 1.53. He's put up good numbers. I guess the penalties are really high XGI, though, aren't they? Interesting one, Paul. Interesting. Murphy to Sharda seems an obvious move, yeah. I might end up doing that and starting him over Rodgers. I'm actually, I'm not a runner. I will be supporting a couple of friends that are doing it, though. But I've got a swimming competition this evening, mate. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm swimming all 4 50s of each stroke. Bearing in mind, I do not swim breaststroke at all. So that'll be interesting. What else am I doing? Oh yeah, and then there's a 100 IM. If you don't know swimming, a 100 IM is where you do one length of every stroke, and the order is fly, butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle. But in this race, you pick your order of strokes out of a hat. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. You want more for your money? Claudette's got some. She's got some standards. Yeah, that is. I mean, I say 4 attacking returns in 5 games is pretty good. Yeah, pretty much. It's always front crawl. It's the fastest stroke, but freestyle inherently means you can do whatever stroke you like. But it is the fastest one is front crawl. Yeah. Yeah, Evan Nilsson's pretty good. I'll give you that. Oh, honestly, Alex, I am lost. I am lost. As a very mature human being, Paul, I do not make any breaststroke jokes ever when I talk about swimming. And also, my breaststroke is terrible, so I can't really make jokes about it. Sessignon, I just don't know, mate. I just don't know. What is your max bench squat deadlift? Well, because I'm a swimmer, I've got to say, and I've done lots of injuries to my rotator cuffs, I don't really bench press. So I've never really gone all in on the bench press. I think my maximum is like 98 kilograms. So yeah, I've never actually hit the 100 kilogram point on bench. And then what else did you ask me? A squat, I think I've gone up to 135, 140 kilos. And then a deadlift, I think I've done a 180 deadlift. So, yeah, and I'm 78 kg, about 78 kilograms. I think I actually weighed myself yesterday. I'm like, depending on what time of day it is, between 78 and 79 kilograms at the moment. So yeah, I don't know if I'm strong or not, but that's me. I think I will, Alexandru. I think I will, mate. The thing is, the trouble I have is that I've got to cheers, Duncan. I've got to drive to this swim meet this afternoon, and when's the deadline's at 3:30, isn't it? When did it show the deadline? Yeah, deadline's at 1:30. Okay. Oh, okay. So I'll still be at home for the deadline. To be fair, I think I'll leave probably about. Yeah, all right. We'll keep an eye out for the leaks then. We'll keep an eye out for the leaks. We'll keep an eye out for the leaks. Yeah, and I think really for swimming, the important thing is not necessarily to max out the numbers; it's to be strong relative to your body weight. And yeah, I'd say my best lift is actually a weighted pull up. Like I can do a 40 kg for 1 rep on the weighted pull up, which I'm quite pleased with. Good morning, Paul. Would you triple cap in Bumo? You know, one thing I wanted to see is what is he like away from home? What is he like away from home? He's pretty good away from home, isn't he? There's not really much of a difference. I think you could do a lot worse than triple captaining in Bumo. If you guys had your triple captain left in the chat, what would you do with it? Who would you spend it on? Well, Claudette, I can relate to your breaststroke. Who is the best Forest player? I think it's Chris Wood, mate. If I were to name one, it's Chris Wood. Second best, probably Elanga. Third best, probably Milenkovic. Although they have They have dropped off in terms of defensive form. Yeah, Saka against Southampton in Gameweek 38 is probably the one, actually. Talking about breaststroke again. See, the thing is, I just don't think twice about it. I know for non-swimmers, it's like obviously quite a funny thing, but for me, it's just part of the game. Haaland, if you get early team news, I think I'll do it, mate. I think I'm gonna do it if he's in the team. The thing that does worry me though is next week with the FA Cup final. Sorry, that's probably really noisy for you. Well, you asked me that question, Dr. Waleed, and I just don't know the answer, I'm afraid. Like, I can't. That question is very open-ended. Are you asking how many minutes do I think he's going to get? Because no one knows how many he's expected to get, really, do they? What are you... You might need to frame that question a bit differently, I think. Yeah, Wood is good this week. I didn't wake up this morning with Wood, unfortunately. Of course, Paul. Have to send me your FPL ID, my friend, and we'll have a quick look at your team. I owe Amanda a team review as well if she's still here. I hope you're keeping well, by the way, Paul. Life in South Africa is good. That's the question, Gunners Girl. I think they both play together, to be completely honest with you. And Marmoush like goes on the wing. I will. I won't flash up your team, Amanda, but I'll have a. Unless you want to tweet it to me, because I don't want to share a DM, because that doesn't feel correct. If you want to tweet me your team, you can have a look. I would either sell Murphy or Fernandez, but the thing is, I think I'd get rid of Fernandez because he's more expensive. And Murphy, he's just going to play every game, isn't he? I feel like the weather in our countries has done a complete shift, mate. It's very sunny here in the UK today. In fact, for the next week, it's going to be like mid-20s Celsius. I'm very excited. I think I'd do Fernandez to KDB, Paul, and start KDB ahead of Murphy. I think that's what I'd do, mate. I'll see if I can do something without sharing your DMs, Amanda. Let's see if we can. There we go. You can't see the messages here. This is Amanda's team. You can't see our messages, so that's good. Oh, you were asking me questions about it. Hang on. That was her team. Bring in Wissa for Mateta or Sharda for Murphy. Or I do both. Think you'll also be bench boosting? I think I'd bring in Sharda, you know. And I can understand the fear of not owning Wissa, but I think I'd go for Sharda. I do. Murphy's minutes have not been great recently. Murphy's minutes have not been great recently. So I think I'd go Sharda. Good morning, Ben. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Sorry, guys. We're just doing... So one of the benefits you get as a member is I check your teams out, basically. So if you want to join as a member or send in a super chat, then you're most welcome. But yeah, for the time being, we're just going to do it with members. Oh, we got so many people in the chat. Cortex, good to see you, my mate. How are you doing? How's life? How's the gym? How's everything going? I was talking gym numbers with someone earlier. I'll tell you what, I don't know how many likes we're on. Let's have a quick check. in short, Amanda, I said do the move that involves just bringing in Sharda because I don't like Murphy's minutes, and I think taking a hit to do Mateta for Wissa is probably not worth it. I just think Mateta's decent against Tottenham. I really do. I was going to check how many likes we are. Wasn't I? Plans, Ben. Plans. I've no idea, mate. I've no idea. I wish I had a plan. We're on 30. Yeah, if we get to 100 likes, I'll do 5 team reviews. How about that? Yeah, I'm really unsure, Ben. To be honest, I'm looking at this team, and the one move that's like looks very exciting is Salah to like Sharda, something like that, and then to do Marmoush to Haaland. Like that excites me. That's an exciting move, but it's risky, isn't it? I just don't think Salah does anything now for the rest of the season. Even if he is like fully motivated and at the top of his game, the rest of the Liverpool team just aren't. Would you do Salah to Sharda or Alanga? I guess I could do. We're going to do a head-to-head. We're going to do a head-to-head review. So yeah, Sharda's minutes have been interesting. 0.42 XGI per 90. Ipswich, Fulham, Wolves. Alanga. 0.35 XGI per 90. 2 90s in a row. Leicester, West Ham, Chelsea. It's tough, isn't it? Who's better out of the two? I think it's really close. See you soon, Cortex, mate. Spirographer, mate. We're not doing team reviews for non-members. Like I said, if you want to join as a member, you're very welcome to. I'd obviously be very appreciative of that. Or you can send in a super chat. But for the time being, we're just doing members' teams and talk about my own. What to do with Foden? What's his minutes been like recently? I must say I've not been following Foden all that closely because he's not in my team. Oh, he's got to go. He's got to go. No doubt, right? You sell Foden and he starts against Southampton and scores a hat-trick. But I don't see him starting. I don't see him starting. I think he probably plays against Bournemouth to play in the FA Cup final. But yeah, I don't see him starting this week. I don't see him starting this week. I'm going to go on FPL review and see what that has to say. Let's go on FPL review. I'm also going to see if Emma has done a team prediction for Man City as well. I bet you her prediction says Haaland is 50% to start, something like that. Let's see what FPL review is saying I should do. Will Kanate start? I wouldn't even have Kanate in my team anymore, to be honest. So saying Mateta to Wood. Interesting. Interesting. You want to have a minus 16? I wouldn't recommend a minus 16, mate. Duncan, you absolute legend. Thank you very much. I have Mbumo, KDB, Bowen, Cunha already. No Palace, but template otherwise. Isak to Wissa, Murphy to Palmer, and then 38 do KDB to Saka. I think I'd buy Saka over Palmer, personally. I wouldn't do the KDB to Saka move. I would just do Murphy to Saka. I'd just do Murphy to Saka if you can afford it. In fact, I would do Murphy to Saka this week. I'm not sure I do. I think I'd prioritise getting Saka in, you know. I know it's saying I just think Saka's a good option. I know I've just sold him. I think Saka's going to be decent. I think he gets something against Liverpool. I really do. I think he probably gets something against Newcastle and then Southampton. How good is KDB after this game week? I think he's all right. But I guess, yeah, that FA Cup final. That's the factor, isn't it? And Palmer captain in 37. Watkins is all... mate, there are so many good forwards, aren't there? KDB captain in Gameweek 38 against Fulham. I think I'd have Saka if it were me. Good morning to you too, Lee. Wissa's good, but is he better than Isak? I guess that fixture in 37 is horrible, but I don't think Chelsea at home is too bad for Isak. And also, I think Everton at home in 38 is good as well. It's so tough. I'm sorry I'm so non-committal, but it's so tough to work out what to do with your team. It feels like a real kind of stick or twist moment, doesn't it? Yeah, of course, Ben. Of course, mate. I think I can remember. Actually, I'm going to type in your name because I think I remember what your team's called, but we'll find it. There it is. Oh God, it's so hard to tell people what to do with their teams because I don't know what I'm doing with mine. Alex, love to see it, mate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm coming across really anti-content creator today. But I just have no idea what to do with these teams. I'm really sorry. I'm looking at this team, Ben, and I'm thinking, it's a good team. But then people are considering selling Palace assets, which I think is a valid thing. But they're about to play Tottenham, and then they've got Wolves after that. You know, they've got 2 good games. Is it worth it? I think Trossard, my gut when I saw this team was to get rid of Trossard. That was my gut feel, was that Trossard could go. But then if Trossard goes, you could just bring Kluivert off the bench. Do you know what I mean? You haven't got Mbumo, to be fair. So I would do Trossard to Mbumo. I do Trossard to Mbumo, Ben. I think that's all you need to do. You're bench boosting, okay. I think I'd do Trossard to Mbumo, mate. And if I was bench boosting, I'd consider getting rid of Saliba too. But who'd you bring in? That's my thoughts on Palace. You know, playing Spurs. Spurs are a team to target. Yeah, I'd probably go for Milenkovic in. I'd probably go Milenkovic in. Or a City defender. Yeah, you could go Ruben Diaz. I'd definitely do Trossard to Mbumo, Ben. And then I think if you want to strengthen that bench, you get rid of either Livramento or Saliba. Can you do... Because I still think Saliba is going to be all right. I'd probably get rid of Livramento, you know, if it was me. I'd probably get rid of Livramento. Should I do Palmer for Mbumo? I'm not sure I'd get rid of Palmer. Saliba got no chance. I disagree, Ben. I think Saliba's got a chance of a clean sheet. Yeah, Liverpool are like on the beach, mate. They're absolutely on the beach. Quite literally, McAllister and Darwin Núñez posted a picture on that. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to check it on Instagram. By the way, if you don't already and want to see a little insight into my actual non-FPL life, you can follow me on Instagram at Golden Goal FF if you have Instagram. We're just going to go and check out Darwin Núñez's Instagram to see if that picture of him and McAllister is on it. Oh no, he's in the gym. Alexis McAllister. Oh no, he's just got goal of the month, did he? Or player of the month, wow. No, there's no picture of McAllister on the beach. But he was on the beach this week. Yeah, that's the only thing, Palace. But then I don't think the rests come this week. I think they come in the Wolves fixture. So once again, I think Palace are good for the Tottenham game. But I guess if you're selling someone, it is probably a Palace player, isn't it? And that's my logic for keeping Palace, Ben, is Tottenham are going to be resting players. They're not prioritising the Europa League now, similar to Man United. I think they're well and truly a team to target. I'm looking at this team, Ben, and I think Trossard to Mbeumo is your move, and then the best fit you can see to improve your bench. I think I'd personally sell Livramento if it was me. Maybe get Milenkovic and then or Nico Williams or Ruben Diaz. I don't think you need a City asset. I think Forest v Leicester, in terms of a defender, is just as good. I still think Forest are a better defence than what do you call it? Man City. I see the logically, but also, wouldn't any player not want to get injured or a red card though? Chris Wood's a good option, isn't he, as well? I think I'd start Verbruggen, Paul. Yeah, I'm not going to say your name, but I think I would drop Salah if Haaland starts. I'll happily talk about breaststroke, but I won't. We won't talk about that guy's username. Yeah, that's my thoughts as well, Nixie. I think I'd bench Rodgers, Chantal, of that lot. I really do. Let's go back to my team if that's all right. It's for football, is it? Is it? It's a well-known football terminology, that. Yeah, I knew Claudette would enjoy that. What time is it for you, by the way, Claudette? Hi, Tom. Which is better out of Isak plus Sarr or Cunha plus Mbeumo for a -4? Is there a way you can bring in Mbeumo without a hit? I think I'd probably do Cunha and Mbeumo in, to be fair. 4:02 a.m. What do you do for a living, Claudette, to be up at 4:02 a.m.? What's going on? Assuming I'm pronouncing your name correctly as well. Selling Sarr for Elanga or selling Mateta for Wood? That is the big question, Henry. That is the big question. I know, Nixie. I'm very appreciative of the support. Blood thinks he's Ashton Hall. I don't even know who that is. Should I know who that is? Is this a celebrity that I'm just completely unaware of? I genuinely have no idea who that is. Should I? Should I know who that is? He's also spelt a 3-letter word incorrectly. Who to captain, mate? Oh, I've no idea. Oh, I've no idea, mate. I've no idea. Murphy, I'd go for Elanga, mate. I don't know why you'd consider. I don't know why you'd consider Anderson over Elanga. Oh yeah, John Terry in the quiz. No, he's not in the quiz. I keep forgetting to put John Terry in the quiz. You're a librarian. Wow, would you look at that? WTF is that? What is that? You're looking at Marmouche, benched, unlikely. Interesting. Bring in Wood. Alternatively, oh mate, I'm not a TikToker. I do not use TikTok. Just gonna have a quick watch. Oh right, that guy. I do know who that is actually. Yeah. Jesus, he's gone absolutely viral, hasn't he? Why did someone say I think I'm... I definitely don't look like him. So that's an interesting comment. Ashton Hall's he's just not on my level, is he? Let's be honest. Come on. I could have Ashton Hall in a swimming race. What do you reckon? Do you reckon I could do him in a 50 freestyle? I reckon I've got him absolutely licked in a 50 freestyle. Paul, I use a mixture of Fantasy Football Hub, which you can sign up to. I think you still get a discount using the link in the description below. I also use Draft Town for the team reviews. That's the black and grey tool that you would have seen. And as for using FPL review, what are you trying to do? I mean, it's quite simple, really. You put your FPL ID in, and then you do the transfer solver, which is there. Bowen in, Marino out. Probably. Oh, I've got something I need to do. There you go. Good to see him in. Good to see you, Holly. I don't know what I was trying to say then. I hope you're well. There will be no Yorkshire chat on this stream. It's banned. It's quite nice. I think it's quite nice going into a library and having a librarian there, to be fair. Madged, I've no idea, mate. I genuinely, right? I am the worst FPL YouTuber on the planet. Genuinely, because I don't know what I'm doing with my team. I don't know what I'm doing with my team. Good morning, Freddie. Best keeper for the last 3? Yeah, I think Forrest. I just don't know what I'm doing, Madged. Tielemann's done. Yeah, he might be back for the Man United game, but probably not. My pleasure. Oh, Morpheus. Maybe. I just don't think we have the information yet to be sure about it. Yeah, drop a like, you bums. Absolutely. I'm just being honest. Like, I could... Well, I don't know. I don't know what other FPL content creators are doing. But I think if any If any FPL content creator was absolutely nailed on sure what they were doing with their transfers, I just don't believe them. I don't know how you can be. Most people have a team that looks like this. They might have one or two players different, but most people have a team that somewhat looks like this. I've just no idea. I have no idea. We were going to look at predicted teams, weren't we? Right. I'm going to take my mind off my team and I'm going to have a look at some predicted lineups and then we'll do the quiz. How about that? We'll do the quiz. So I've got Emma's lineup predictions. So we're going to see if there is a Man City prediction. Oh, Holly, so do I. I'm sorry I can't help you. I genuinely have no idea either. Oh, and score predictions. Let's do score predictions after this then. There's no bloody... Where's the Man City team? Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City. There we go. Haaland only 38% chance of starting. Oh, we don't like that. That's not good. Guardiola and Ruben 100%. De Bruyne 75. Everyone else, apart from Marmoush and Nunes and O'Reilly, are like really low. That puts me off Haaland, that does. That puts me off Haaland. That does put me off him. Of course, Niels. Let's have a look. Sorry, Alex, but your prediction of me getting Haaland in. Not sure. 460-235. They're good, aren't they, Jemima? What's Neil thinking? Isak for Wood. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. Oh, I don't know about you guys. I quite like Isak. I'm not sure I'd do it, you know. I'm not sure I'd do it. I'm not sure I'd do it. Yeah, of course, Alex. Okay, hence the need to go for it. Fair enough, mate. Yeah, go on then. Do it. In the words of Palpatine. Do it. That was a good impression, by the way, if anyone... that's my thinking as well, Alexandru. Or Alex, sorry. I should just call you Alex, shouldn't I? Alex. That's my thoughts. This is a really good team. I think there are 3 players here that I would be hesitant about owning. Murphy, Eze, and Isak. I think those 3 are sellable. But the question is, who do you bring in? I think I'd look at doing Murphy to Sharda. Or you could just start Nicholas Jackson. Or you could get KDB in. But I'm not sure you'd be able to afford it. I guess you could do Isak to Wissa and then buy KDB. But then KDB gives you minutes issues in upcoming weeks, I think. Gameweek 38 is good, but the games around the FA Cup final, I think his minutes are not going to be amazing. Sorry, I'm just keeping my shoulders moving. I'm racing today. I don't want stiff shoulders. Leaning over a laptop and being like punched is bad for the old shoulders. Tell you what, Claudette, I admire how much energy you seem to have at 4:30 in the morning or whatever time it is now. Yeah, final home game for KDB, but I don't think that matters if he's playing in the cup final. Mateta to Wood for a -4. I've already done Sarr to Mbumo. And Isak to Wissa. No, I don't think I'd do it. I think Mateta's a decent option against Tottenham. But we started at 10. I moved her a bit earlier. I moved it a bit earlier this morning. We've got nearly 300 people in here. Fair enough. News monitoring. What does that involve? I must say, I tend not to watch the news. I set myself a goal this season to never take a minus. Yeah, I'd agree. The only time it is if you've got like an injured player and the player you're bringing in has a double game week. But other than that, I think hits they're not usually worth it. I don't think I've taken a hit this season. Score predictions. All right. Here we are. Yeah, Harry, it was really disappointing, mate. Really disappointing. I thought we played well. We were competitive in the game. And then Rob Dickey brings down Kiefer Moore for the red card. I thought it was a red card, mate. And I think I don't really want to blame the referee. I want to blame Rob Dickey because I think he needs to be smarter there. You just don't bring him down. Like Kiefer Moore is not the most prolific striker, right? He's not. The referee has a reputation for sending players off. So I think Dickey just needs to put in like a challenge to put him off, but not one to bring him down, and then just stay on the pitch. Just let the striker have a one-on-one. And I think Rob Dickey, I think he's late 20s. So he's been playing football for a long time. He's an experienced professional. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone in for the challenge. I wouldn't have gone in for the challenge. And ultimately, well, I think of it like a sports person, mate. I think if you're a sports person, you have to take ultimate accountability for every action. And I just think with the referee's reputation for sending people off, you've got to think about that. I just hope, I obviously blame Rob Dickey, but I hope he uses it as fuel to become a better player because he must be right in the bin at the moment, to be honest. Yeah, I've got no clean sheets, have I? And to be honest, I think those score predictions are fair. I don't know about you guys. Maybe Forest keep a clean sheet, but the rest of the games, I think they all have goals in them for every team. I don't know about you guys, but I do. I think there's goals in it for every team. It was just gutting. Like the amount of work that squad put in to get to that point to be ruined by an individual error. It was just gutting, really. I think Southampton score. I don't think City are that good. I know Leicester kept a clip, but still, I just think Southampton get a goal. And also, I think the way that Southampton play, or the way that that game will go, Southampton, someone's going to shoot from outside the box and score. That's my thoughts. Yeah, Sheffield United are a good team, but they've not beaten Bristol City yet this season. I just think we'd have gone toe-to-toe with them if we had 11 men. And we were. I think we were in the game. I don't think there'll be a single clean sheet, no. Funny that, isn't it? But I don't. I think maybe Forest, if there was one, Forest are most likely. I wouldn't transfer any of them out, Dean. And I'd be really careful with Eze with the cup final as well. Right then, we got 208. Well, we had 285 people in here. 30 people have just clicked off by the looks of it. Obviously, they disagree with my score predictions. What I was going to say is, shall we do a quiz? Bear with, I've just got a sneeze. Shall we do a quiz? Sorry, guys. Every time I sit at this desk, I sneeze. I think I need to give it a good dust down. It doesn't look dirty, but there must be dust somewhere. Anyway, quiz. Let's do a quiz. The good thing about doing these score predictions in a quiz is it makes me forget about the transfer decisions that I've got to make on my team. So I'll come back to it with a fresh head. Right. First question of the quiz then. Who was the top scoring player in Gameweek 35? I'm just going to stand up and stretch my legs a sec. There we go. Good leg stretch there. I'm racing today, so I'm trying to keep myself loose. Because sitting down, hunching over a laptop is not ideal. Decent differentials for a midfielder or striker. Yeah, there's loads. Chris Wood, Sharda, there's loads. Chris Wood and Sharda are probably your best two, in my opinion. Haaland as well. Who was the top scoring player in Gameweek 35? Few answers coming in. Not enough yet, though. We've got 270 people in the stream and only like 10 people have answered the question. Worth putting KDB in? Could well be, mate. Yeah, he's one of them, for sure. One of the options. Nikolai, I'd wait till Gameweek 38 and use it on Saka, mate. I don't get that, Paul. Am I meant to get that? Is that a film reference or something? Hey, I'm looking up the answer. That is true. We should move on because this is quite easy to cheat on. The answer is Sharda. 14 points for him. We've got to move on quickly on those because people can quite easily cheat, I suppose, can't they? See, I've forgotten who this is, so I can't actually tell you who this is. Right now, I don't actually know who it is. But who is that? I've genuinely forgotten who it is. Neck as wide as his head. I'm working on my neck game. We're not quite there yet. I'm joking. I know you're not talking about me. The answer is Alejandro Garnacho. So well done, everyone that said Garnacho. He arrived at Old Trafford wearing sunglasses indoors on Thursday. So what are people's thoughts on sunglasses indoors? Not a big fan, to be honest, of sunglasses indoors. Quite a few people said Garnacho. So well done. Well done, everyone that said Garnacho. I won't share my opinion because you guys will probably speak for me. Who was the most transferred player last week? Who had the most transfers in last week? Oh, my back. There we go. Will be Haaland start? Jibby Joof? I don't know, mate. I think that's correctly pronounced. I have no idea, mate. The more this stream goes on, the less likely to start I think he is. And also, the thing is with Haaland, it's not just this week. It's next week and the week after with the FA Cup final. That's the thing. It's the FA Cup final that worries me. He probably plays this week and scores a hat-trick, no my luck. Same with bloody Foden as well. All right, we'll leave it there because people can cheat. It was Brian Mbumo. So well done, everyone that said big Brian Mbumo. It was him. All right, next question. Who is that? Who is that? The thing is, if you bring KDB in this week, I think you create yourself a minutes problem down the line. With the FA Cup final, I'm just not sure what his minutes are like. It's not me. It's not me. Needs a Sali or two. Interesting comment. The answer is Dwight McNeil. Someone said, a few people said Dwight McNeil. Well done if you said Dwight McNeil. It was Dwight McNeil. Last question then. Oh, that was a good one. How many goals has Guardiola scored in the Premier League this season? How many goals has Guardiola got? I thought that was quite a good question. And that ends the quiz. This is the last question. The answer to this question, unfortunately, is not John Terry. So if anyone's guessing John Terry, it's not correct. I think Guardiola's quite popular in the game, isn't he? So I think he's a relevant player to talk about. And I think he might score this week. Just saying. We won't leave it on for too long because people can cheat. In fact, we'll give the answer now. He has scored 5 goals. So well done, everyone that said 5 goals because he scored 5. Oh, we'll go for that one. We were going to look at Guardiola for captain. I tell you what, you could do worse. You could do worse. I was going to look at Rob T FPL because he might have some useful data for us. Who's on the beach? This is quite interesting. Okay, we won't look at that just yet. Let's for Game Week 37. Game Week 37 projected goals. Assuming they start. Haaland top. Marmoush second. Wissa third. Isak fourth. And Bumo, sixth. Salah, De Bruyne, Jimenez, Cunha, Watkins, Welbeck. There's your top 20. And then top 40. Sharda's there, I guess. Alanga and... that's... Alanga and Sharda are absolutely neck and neck. So who are you bringing out of the two of them? Whoa. They are neck and neck. I think I'd start Rodgers, King G. Oh, I don't know. That's really tough. Projected... I'm going to show that in my buy and avoid video, actually. So here's your clean sheet odds. No team are above 50%. There's only 2 teams above 40. And in fact, there's only 4 teams above 30% this week. Man City, Forest, Brentford, all expected to score more than 2 goals. Man City, well, obviously, if you round it up, they're expected to score 3. If you had the balls to trade Haaland, would you do it? No. I'm not sure I would now. I just don't trust... Even if he starts this week, I don't know if he starts next week. So I think I'm probably not going to bring in Haaland now. But then that leaves the question, who do I bring in? Because I think I have to make a transfer. I think you could sell Salah to get Mbumo. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to bring in Wissa. But who would you bring Wissa in for? Who would you bring Wissa in for? Yeah, I think Marmoush's minutes are all right this week. Mateta to Wissa. Even though Mateta's got Tottenham, though. I guess he's been pretty piss poor, hasn't he, to be fair? He's not been great. All right, let's have a play around. Because I could also bring in Chris Wood as well. All right, let's get Wissa in for Mateta. Then I got 4 million. Can I get KDB for that? No, he's 9.6. Oh, but I could do Sarr to De Bruyne. I think we got to wait for the leaks, haven't we? Do you think we'll get a Man City leak though? Do you think we'll get a Man City leak? They're on at 3, but I don't know if we'll get a leak. They'll all be hidden behind paywalls, won't they? I'm just going to see how long it takes me to get to where I'm swimming tonight. Okay, it's going to take me about an hour to get there, by the looks of it. Okay, fair enough. So I could very sensibly leave at like 2 o'clock. All right. Do you not want Bowen? I don't mind Bowen. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. I was going to say Man City then. I'm not sure West Ham have got anything left to play for. That's what kind of puts me off Bowen. Oh, yeah, I'll have 4 City. That's a good point, John. I can't do that. That is true, Nixie. Bowen for 38 is nice. Tell you what, I also quite like Saka. I can't believe that I'm sorry to hear, Paul, that your wood has dropped off. Random one. If you had veneers for 15 years and one came off, would you consider going to Turkey to get them replaced? Honestly, mate, I've been thinking about this because I don't have the best teeth. All right, I've fully accepted that genetically I have lost the lottery when it comes to teeth, and I would really like to get my teeth done, just straightened. And I have thought about it, but I've just heard so many nightmares about turkey teeth. I think I'd pay the extra and just get it done in the UK, mate. Depends, I guess, what your money position is, but I'd get it done in the UK, mate. I'd find somewhere reputable in the UK to get it done. And I just wouldn't want to muck about. I wouldn't want to muck about. I'd just get it done in the UK. It might be expensive, but I'd get it done in the UK. Yeah, I was thinking about Invisalign. I think so. I was going to spend some money this year on getting Invisalign, but I had to spend it on other things, and I'm quite glad I didn't do it because I'm currently on my own in a 2-bedroom flat, and I'm paying what am I saying? I'm paying double rent this month, so I'm quite glad I didn't buy veneers or I didn't buy my Invisalign. I agree, Travelling Tom. I think I'd pay the extra to get it done in the UK. Because the beauty of getting it done in the UK is you've got consumer rights. So if it doesn't go right or there's an issue, you can just get it done legally, and it all gets sorted you're protected by the UK law. That's my thoughts, mate. I know it's more expensive, but mate, you got to live with your teeth for the rest of your life, haven't you? I'd pay the extra. That's my thoughts. What is bonding? You're going to have to tell me. You're young? I'm not that young. I'm nearly 30. Metal grills. Interesting. What? I should get. Do you think I'd look good with a metal grill? Or should I get gold teeth? Is it a good idea to make Isaac captain? Composite bonding. What is that? I'm Googling. Interesting. I think my teeth are a bit too crooked for that. The thing for me as well is I don't want to go like full Jurgen Klopp. I want to go for like something that looks realistic. So maybe I should get Invisalign. We'll see. Who's Lisa? Are you rolling? Mate, I don't think I am. I'm definitely going to spend a transfer, but I haven't decided what on yet. I haven't decided what on yet. Simpson. Oh, Lisa Simpson. Okay. Hello, friend. Mateta, Savinho, and Munoz to Cunha, KDB. I don't mind that. Have only Marmouche. My options are sell Bowen to De Bruyne or Salah to De Bruyne. I wouldn't do any of those, to be honest. Have Murphy, sell to Alanga, or Livramento. I like Livramento to Guardiola. Yeah, I agree, Claudette. You will suffer with a lot without Nottingham's defence. Ooh, that's interesting. But how do I fit Forest defence in here, though? I guess I could get the goalkeeper, but I've got double Man City defence against Southampton, and then Munoz against Tottenham. The more I think about it, Ben, the more I don't want to do that, because with the cup final, I think Haaland gets restricted minutes. I think he probably plays in 38, gets 90, but this week and next, I'm not sure Haaland gets the best minutes. Duncan, good to see you, man. Isn't the weather in Bristol beautiful this morning? What a lovely morning. I don't think I'm going to do it, Ben. My mind has been changed. I saw a Man City predicted lineup, and it was 32% that Haaland would play, and that was not enough for me. I'm thinking Mateta to Wissa and Murphy to Kluivert. 2 template, possibly. I think I'd get Schade over Kluivert. I'm assuming you're talking about Wissa there, Lucas. Although I don't know how you've typed a double L instead of a double S. But yeah. I'd probably go Flecken, Holly. You still haven't told me about the gossip yet, whatever that was. Cheers, Ben. I didn't have wood this morning, unfortunately. Clearly, things are not working for me. Cheers, T. I'll try and take that into account, mate. But it is a video. But yeah, it is a video. I appreciate that. Thank you for watching. But it is a video. I've got Raya or Allison as my keepers. Raya for me. How long are you live? I'm going to be live till about 11:15, I reckon. I have to make some lunch for my swimming competition, and I want to eat my lunch a good few hours before I get in the pool. So I think probably 11:15. I'm going to have some salmon for lunch as well. I figured, if you want to swim fast, why not have some fish, right? All right, Holly. I'm a pretty open book. Do you like KDB this week? This week in isolation, yes, but again, it's similar to Haaland. I just don't know what his minutes are going to be like around the cup final. How would you carb load before an event? Mate, honestly, my big advice before a competition in terms of diet would be not to do anything different to what you normally do. Honestly, mate, I would just eat the normal, boring food that you would eat. I say boring. I don't know if you eat boring food, but you know what I mean. I just wouldn't change my diet up too much because if you do that, you just feel different. I just like eating normal food. Just eat normal food. Because the last thing you want to do is just interfere with your normal body functions by eating a different diet. So I just have normal food. The one thing I would say is caffeine. Definitely have some caffeine because caffeine also buffers lactate. And a couple of things that people do in swimming, I'm going to start trying it, but I think I don't want to do it before this competition. But some people have bicarbonate of soda now as well, sodium bicarb. That buffers lactate. Does it spark heart rate? Well, every Olympian, mate, takes caffeine before their event. That's all I'm saying. Would like to know how accurate predicted points are. Well, mate. Long distance runner, though. I'll Google it, mate. ChatGPT will tell you, to be fair. But yeah, in terms of diet, I just eat what you normally eat. Don't go mad. Carb loading, I don't think you need to do that. Just eat normally. If you normally eat like a normal amount of carbs, just eat normally. I doubt because of the amount of activity you do, I doubt you're a complete carnivore. And also, not eating carbs if you do a lot of physical activity, I just don't think it's worth it. Keep Asensio or Canate or Larson. I would get rid of Canate. Haaland and De Bruyne will make so much damage. Yeah. I just don't rate them for future weeks. I rate them for this week, but I just worry about their minutes around the FA Cup final. I think that's what's doing it for me on Haaland. And then when you look at future weeks as well, I quite like those couple of fixtures for Salah. So I don't think I'm going to go for Haaland, which then leaves me, who do I bring in? So I think I'm going to get rid of Mateta. I think I'm going to get rid of Murphy. Could get Bowen. But then he's got Forest. I'm thinking about it, Bashir. What's Brentford's remaining fixtures like? Yeah, they're good, aren't they? Would you get Bowen, Alanga, or Sharda? Who would you get? Bowen, Alanga, or Sharda? Which one would you go for? Chat. Which one would you go for? Bowen, Alanga, or Sharda this week? We've got 359 people in here. Bloody hell. Well, if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like rating on the stream. That'd be wonderful. And if you could subscribe to the Golden Goal channel as well, that'd be great. Do you want me to let you in on a little secret? I I recorded tonight's video last night, which is interesting, but I made sure that it was valid regardless of what happened in the games this week. So yeah, I recorded today's video last night, so I will set that to go live once the deadline passes. No, actually, we'll go to members once deadline passes. Who's your favourite? I'd probably say Wissa. Wood's kind of gone off the boil. Cunha, he's decent to be fair, isn't he? I'd probably say Wissa's my favourite. Everyone's saying Bowen. Couple shouts for Alanga. What is Bowen's numbers like in recent games? Not bad. Put notifications on. What? Oh yeah, for subscribing. Yes, thank you. I was going to say I'm anti notifications myself. I don't like the distractions, but yeah, don't do what I do. Okay, so I think one transfer is decided. We're doing Mateta to Wissa. He's done well, hasn't he? 4 goals, 5 returns in 4 games. And then it's just, who else do you bring in? Who's the midfielder that I bring in? Can I have triple Brentford attack? Is that worth it? I think that might be a bit too risky. Might be a bit too risky. Let's have a look, Isma. Sorry, I'm just getting up a stat to help you out, mate, on Assistant Manager. Bear with. There you go. Ow. Ben, I like it. I'm not sure I would transfer a defender out for a hit, though. By the way, thank you everyone for tuning into the stream. I'm very, very, very grateful. We've got 388 people in here at the moment. Incredible. I agree. I am Gucci. There are plenty of options. Who should I go for? Bowen, Kevin De Bruyne, and Bumo. Best time to go to the dentist. 2:30 p.m, mate. I'm smart. What kind of music do you make, Isma Hadi? Talk to me. What kind of music are we making? I've been thinking about this, actually. I really like... what kind of music do you guys listen to? I'm intrigued. What kind of music do you think I listen to? That's the other big question. Because I'm thinking of getting into a bit of music creation. What do you call it? I don't know. Music creation. That's not the right term. Indie or trance. Interesting. You're a drum and bass fan. Yeah, Duncan's correct. I'm a massive D&B fan. So I've been thinking about getting into that. I really want to make my own music. I think it'd be wicked. I think I'd be quite good at it as well. A friend of mine lent my old flatmate a DJ deck, and he never took it with him. So I've just got a Pioneer DJ deck just sitting in my flat. And I've got a new powerful laptop that I think could probably run a music program, to be fair. So, yeah, I'm thinking about getting into making a bit of D&B. I think it'd be quite cool to make my own music that goes on my videos. That'd be quite cool. What three out of Williams, Sessegnon, Aït-Nouri, and Guardiol? Williams, Aït-Nouri, Guardiol for me. Then you can copyright strike yourself. Can I copyright strike myself if I make my own music? Is that copyrightable? I don't know. With the template sounds, I guess. I don't know. Thinking about it, Holly, it's just very time consuming, isn't it? I need to fill my time with something during the summer, though, to be fair. Did Mateta to Wissa, will I take a hit for Saar to KDB? Got a bench boost left, probably for Gameweek 38. Oh, yeah, we need to look at the mini league. We're going to look at the mini league because we need to look at the mini. I haven't checked the mini league for God knows how long. Bear with, guys. Sorry. Right. So the league then is looking like this. Josh in first place. It's close though. There's 5 points between Josh and Ben. I actually know Ben personally as well. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that Ben's second. He's doing really well. Bloody Eze and Bowen look jammy. Alex, who at one point was like 7th overall, still up there. Well done, Alex. De Bruyne captain as well. Sorry, guys, I'm having a sneezing incident. So yeah, we got Alex in 4th. I'm going to scroll down. Shout if you see yourself. Laura's up there. Look at that. 30th. Nixie's there. Shout if you see yourself. Look at me. I'm there. My full name. Only my mum calls me that. 45th overall. I only get called that if I've been naughty. I'll take that. 45th overall in my own mini league. It's not too bad, is it? You play the triangle. I'll tell you what, there is a video of me somewhere at a nativity when I was like 5 years old and I was assigned the triangle to play. So yeah, I played the triangle during a Christmas nativity. Don't ask why we had a triangle during the nativity, but I did. I played a triangle. So yeah, might dig that out if anyone wants to see 5-year-old Tom playing the triangle. Might have a picture of it, actually. See if we've got a picky of it. No, I don't. I don't think I do. I did, however, come across a picture of me and my mate at Glastonbury when I was dressed as Marge Simpson. If you can see that, there's me as Marge Simpson at Glastonbury. But no, I don't think the pick of the triangle is there. No. No, it's not there. Sorry, guys. But I was dressed as Marge Simpson, so that was quite cool. I didn't choose the outfit. We had to buy each other a dress and a wig to wear, and my friend decided it would be a good idea to buy me a dress that had a red stain inside it. By the way, it was stained. He didn't know that, and a Marge Simpson wig. It was quite weird. I had like 10 people come up to me asking for a photo, which I thought was quite odd. And someone asked me to record a video of me speaking like Marge Simpson, which I refused to do. I look nice and blue. I'm flattered. Thank you. What else happened? There was something else as well. I might share that in another. Liam, mate. I'm not going into it. Let's just say I wore my shorts underneath. We made sure we were protected. I got it out of the bag and I was like, mate, what is this? Anyway, done now. It's a distant memory. Debating whether to do a -4 for De Bruyne and Wissa. Take out. I wouldn't sell Saka, mate. I wouldn't sell Saka. I actually think for the rundown of the season, Saka is better than De Bruyne. We just had that on screen, mate. Who did we show as the best assistant manager? Does anyone remember? I'll just search it for you, mate. There you go. Points projections for assistant managers over the next 3, mate. I think Brighton manager could be a shout, to be fair. Yeah, Thomas Frank doesn't even appear on this list. But yeah, that's what they say, mate. Sorry, I don't know if anyone knows Graham Hancock. This is a very random one, but I saw that he's doing an ancient Egyptian tour in February of next year. So I was like, oh, I'll have a quick click on that. And then I went on the booking website. Price is $14,000 US dollars per person with a $1,200 deposit. And if you want to stay in a room on your own, it's an extra $3,000. So I love you, Graham, but I'm afraid I can't pay that. So I won't be going to Egypt for 2 weeks next year. Meerkat, good to see you, man. I'm selling Luis Diaz for my bench boost. Sharda. Just go for a Brentford mid, mate. I'd go Sharda. I just don't think of many other midfielders are exciting. It's Sharda or Elanga, really. Those are the two. Those are the two. Just buy the one ticket. Gonna have to get some more subscribers for that one, I think. Yeah, I went to Egypt at this time last year, actually. I really enjoyed it. But I went to Luxor and I didn't go to the pyramids. I really want to go to the pyramids. I've got my theories about how the pyramids were built. I don't think that the ancient Egyptians built them. That's my theory. I think there was an ancient civilization that were extremely advanced that were wiped out by some kind of natural disaster. That's my theory. What do you guys reckon? Anyone a big pyramid conspiracy fan? I quite like it. I think it's a pretty harmless thing to get into. But yeah, I do think there's a genuine prospect there was an ancient civilization. I found £20. You've climbed the pyramids. 20 Egyptian pounds, I don't think is that much, though, from memory. Yeah. And the Egyptians just worship them. Yeah, I think so. I think, this is my random theory, but I think this ancient civilization knew something that we don't, and that the pyramids could well have been some kind of source of energy for an ancient civilization. Because when you look at the chambers, apparently they have a level of like harmonic resonance. So when air passes through them, they vibrate. That's a theory anyway, I don't know. But I think it's pretty cool. And yeah, they've been there for a lot longer than the ancient Egyptians were, that's for sure. Jack Banks, don't let other news today distract you from the fact that on this date, in 1998, The Undertaker threw... Oh, that was mental, wasn't it? Ava clearly doesn't like that one. Oh, no, I don't think aliens built them. But I think there's a genuine theory for that ancient civilization. I really do. I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that either. We know so little about our history of what was actually happening on Earth. We know so little about it. And if you look, there's a construction in Turkey called Göbekli Tepe, which is older than which is dated older than we think humanity is, I think, or something like that, or we think humanity could build something, if that makes sense. So the date where humanity was actually constructing things based on our current traditional archaeological knowledge is after Göbekli Tepe, the site in Turkey, is dated. And Göbekli Tepe is built around like the constellations. So they knew, and I think it's built around the equinoxes as well. So whoever built that predated, like, it's incredible. I won't go into too much detail about it, but it is crazy. It's really worth looking into. And I don't think, you think in my ancient civilization building the pyramids is crazy. The more you look into like constructions like Göbekli Tepe, the more you will believe it. I don't think it's too far-fetched. I'll talk a little bit more about the pyramids in a second, but I'll answer some FPL questions first. Bench boost. Yeah, I like that bench. Ben, I have not, mate. We were just talking about you, actually. We were just talking about you. Went through the mini league. How do you explain mummies in Egypt? I don't know. It's just what people did. It's crazy. It's crazy that they mummified everyone. But there you go. Yeah. So the pyramids in on the Giza plateau are at the time, because magnetic north changes as the Earth like rotates on its own or moves on its own axis. But at the time of their construction, the pyramids are pointed to magnetic north. So whoever built the pyramids knew where magnetic north on the Earth was. They also what's the my maths is shit because I've not done it since GCSE. But the perimeter, or is it I think it's the width, or either the perimeter or the width of the pyramids is a direct proportion to the circumference of the Earth. So you can do a really simple calculation of how tall and I think how wide the pyramids are that directly correlates to the circumference of the Earth. So whoever built the pyramids knew where magnetic north was and how wide the Earth is, the circumference of the Earth. And they knew that like 10,000 years ago. So this is how I choose my captain, Ava. Yes, indeed. I think the stars are aligning to captain the Egyptian man Marmouche, aren't they, after talking about this? Anyway, we'll stop talking about the pyramids now. I just think it's absolutely fascinating. And I don't think... yeah, anyway. Sorry, Barry. I think Göbekli Tepe predates even that, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but yeah, anyway. Yeah. So you were saying, there you go, here's an extract about Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe is 12,000 years old. So you saying about 9,500 BC. Göbekli Tepe predates that. It's over, what would that be? Yeah, it's over 10,000 BC it was built. So there you go. Cheers, Holly. I appreciate your support. Yeah, me too, Ben. I think I'm sold on one transfer. I'll talk more about pyramids next week. I think I'm sold on going Mateta to Wissa. I think I'm sold on that. And then the other question is, who do I take out of my midfield? I'm just not sure who I take out of midfield. I think it's Murphy's going to go, you know. It's Murphy or Sarr that are going to go. I just don't know who to bring in. It's Sharda, Bowen, Bobby. Yeah, Bobby's a friggin' legend, isn't he? Bobby is a friggin' legend. I've got 2 transfers, Lee. So this is my position. 2 transfers, 3.2 million in the bank. 2 transfers, 3.2 in the bank. Do you ever collab with other... Yeah, me and FPL Tom have done a few collabs. The thing is, mate, I really struggle to do collaborations because I don't do this full time. And honestly, most of the FPL content I make, I do at like 7 a.m. Yeah, Paul. I think that was the multiplier, 43,200. I think that was the multiplier for the Earth's diameter. Anyway, yeah, I make most of my videos before I start work at like 7 a.m., which I don't think is the most sensible time to ask someone to collab with me. Oh, by the way, I'm not saying any of this is true. I'm just saying this is what I believe. I don't know if it's true. It's just kind of where my head is at the moment. I might change my opinion. I'm very open to that. The two Tommies. Yeah, that could be the series, to be fair. I wish I had more time to collab with him. I think we'd make a good duo. Oliver, I try to keep that secret from, well, not secret, but just separate from FPL, if that's okay. I try not to share that. Captaining Guardiola, you could do a lot worse. Could do a lot worse. It's a very... You could do a lesson on that, Harry's Army. You could do a lesson on that. Yeah, I don't mind Guardiola. That is interesting, Paul. That is interesting. It's seconds in 12 hours. I like it. So that could also... Yeah, I just think there's a link with that number. I think 43,200 is a bit of a magic number. Let's do a stream on it. There's a bit of summer content right there, isn't it? Is it okay to bench boost with Sarr, Alisson, Saliba, Konsa? I wouldn't take a hit for that. No. I just bench boost it, mate. Munoz or Murillo? Murillo. Will Bristol City overturn a... No, I don't think so, mate. I think we'll put in a decent performance, but I don't think we're going to overturn it. I don't think we're going to overturn that. Unfortunately. I know, Rich. I know, mate. They let me down too, bro. They let me down too. Summer stream in Egypt. Uninspired? Come on, Holly. Have you not found my conversation on this stream at all interesting? I'm greatly offended. You've been here for like an hour and you're uninspired. Ben makes a fair point. I'd go Williams too, I think. Miles, I'm afraid I've had too many messages to remember your keeper conundrum. You're going to have to ask me again. At least you said you had to do something. Most people ask me a question, I answer it, and 10 seconds later they ask the same question again. So at least you didn't do that. Yeah, I think that's fair, Jake. I think it's Alanga or Bowen for me. I get you, Holly. I'm just joking. Greetings, Pablo. I'm chasing rank. Should I sell Marcus for Cunha? Marmoush for Cunha? Nah. You can't sell Marmoush ahead of Southampton, I don't think. Chasing a mini league leader who doesn't have Mbumo. Should I sell Salah for him? Our best player, Rich, is a midfielder called Jason Knight, who has played. He's a centre midfielder, right? He has played every single minute this season. He has not missed a game. He's not missed a single minute of any game. And he's got, of all of the top leagues in Europe, all of them, he has the most ball recoveries of any player. So yeah, he's our best player. And I am absolutely terrified that someone goes for him. Ava, I think the news will probably come in from about 1 o'clock, to be honest, if we're going to get any. Yeah, FPL Amateur, I really like those moves. The only thing I would say about those two is what it means for what the FA Cup final means for Man City minutes. So you're bringing in Haaland, who I think is great this week, but then what does he look like in future weeks? I recognise that the video I made last night, I said that Haaland's minutes look good for the next game. But I actually don't think they do if he plays in the FA Cup final. I think that's something to consider. That's a good question, Chayana. Does anyone have like the best source of City leaks at the moment because I don't really have one. I've got to say, I'm just hoping that my Twitter algorithm is good. Tempted to start Areola over Riot. That's exactly what I'm doing, Ben, for what it's worth. Feels mental that, but I think I'm going to do it. FPL Main Road, that's it. FPL Main Road and FPL Tony. Those are the two. I've got to put a jumper on. It's getting cold. Used to be, yeah, FPL Tony or Main Road. Those are the two. Put my old t-shirt in the wash, is that? Who would you at? Yeah, absolutely, Ben. I agree. I don't think it's looking that positive for Haaland. Sorry, guys, just put a jumper on. For some reason, it's gone a little bit colder in my room. Maybe it's the talk about the ancient civilization, and they've decided to make my room cold. There we go. They seem to have stopped. Oh yeah, the leaks, yeah. But I think that might have been down to when Man City had been playing. There we go. Who's the best goalkeeper to go for? I'd probably just pick Areola, you know. Wood v Leicester. Vardy next week v Ipswich. Or Saka. I go Saka v Southampton, mate. Although Vardy, it depends, mate. I quite like Vardy v Ipswich. I'd probably go Saka v Southampton, though. I believe Haaland will start if Chase and rank. I like that, Sea Eagle. The thing is, though, you've just got. I think Pep will think about Man City's other competitions for Haaland. So Club World Cup and FA Cup. I quite like the idea of Vardy v Ipswich too. That's quite fun. I think if you're playing rationally, I think you have to say Saka v Southampton. But I think if you want to have a bit of fun, I quite like Vardy v Ipswich. Oh, I know FPL Amateur. I know. People were saying, weren't they? Even I said this, that the game, because of no double game weeks, that the game was a bit boring. But I actually think, because I have no idea what I'm going to do, it's actually quite interesting this week, isn't it? Isak and Salah both set for a blank. We shall see, my friend. By the way, I haven't mentioned this much, but I've got an Instagram page. If you want to see what I'm up to outside of FPL, give us a follow on there at Golden Goal FF on Instagram. What's your goal end of the season? I think just to stay within the top 50k, really. If I can get in the top 25k, I'll be quite happy with that. I don't think I can get top 10k. I just don't think there's enough points in it for me to do it, to be honest. I'm not sure about that, Martin. Time to sell Saar? Maybe. It's between him and Murphy. To be honest, I've been looking at Murphy's minutes and I've not been that impressed. Sorry, mate, missed your answer. Sell my Salah to Captain Mbumo. Yeah, I don't mind that. The only thing is, quite like Salah's 37 and 38 fixtures. Interesting, Ava. Good news. Good news. Good information. If you, as me, were on a free hit, how would your team look? Ooh, that's quite a fun question. Let's see what. Let's have a visit of this, shall we? AI teams. There we go. So here's the AI free hit team. Yeah, I quite like it, you know. I quite like this team. It's got Salah captain. Nothing on Haaland, bro. You know what? Honestly, if I was on a free hit this week, I wouldn't go too far from this. I think I'd probably have Wood in instead of Isak. And maybe not have Salah. But then... Actually, no, I'd have Haaland in instead of Salah. And I'd have a Langer in. So I'd have Haaland instead of Isak, and I'd have a Langer in instead of Salah, I reckon. Because if you're on your free hit, you may as well pick Haaland in my mind. Updated Rob T FPL graphics, eh? Let's have a little goosey then. Cool, that's still here. Love to see it. Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got some updated graphics. Here we are. Goals, clean sheet odds, top teams for goals: Fulham, Man City, Bournemouth, Villa, Man United, Tottenham Palace, Brentford, Newcastle, Forest, Liverpool. Clean sheets wise, it's Fulham, Brentford, Man City, and Forest. No one above 50%, of course. Top projected goals, assuming, of course, that a player starts: Marmoush, Haaland, Wood, Wissa, Isak, and Bumo, Salah, Raul, De Bruyne. Love it. There's your next 20. Bowen's only 0.25 this week. As your favourite. Oh, there. Interesting. Interesting data. Mateta's still up there, you know. But Wissa trumps him, I suppose, isn't he? It's Wood or Wissa. And I think long term it's probably Wissa, isn't it? He's in better form. Sharda moved above Alanga. Good spot. 0.37. Oh, that's nothing, though, is it? That's nothing. This data suggests the Haaland's worth the -4. Yeah, but you're looking at 1 week, though. You're looking at 1 week. I think if you're making a transfer in FPL, you need to think more than 1 week in advance. Munoz, or I think I play Milenkovic. But yeah, I got 412 people in here. Thank you, everyone. Can you debate my last comment? I played for 4 years, always trying to go against the masses. Had 1 great year, 3 bad ones. I have no idea, mate. What are your objectives in FPL? I think that's where you got to start. What do you want to get out of FPL? Do you want to get a good rank, or do you want to muck about and have fun? You know, that's where I think you got to start. You've got to set your own objectives for this game, mate. So whether, I always say that, your level of success is entirely determined by what your initial objectives are, in my opinion. So you've got to set out for yourself what you want to get from the game. Yeah, like and subscribe. I very much appreciate that. I'm very grateful for you joining the stream. And yeah, if you're enjoying it, please leave a like, rating, and subscribe. That'd be wonderful. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Nixie, as well. It's a hard case to get rid of him, isn't it? I think we just got to wait for a leak, basically. That's the core of it, isn't it? The thing is, for me, and I don't know how you guys feel about this as well, but I think the way to play and go different in FPL is not to go completely rogue with all of the picks. It's to slip 2 or 3 in throughout the season, I think. The way you do it is getting on a player early who hits a good run of form, or selecting a different captain, a good differential captain on a week where the best captain is not obvious. I think those are the 2 ways that you do it, myself. What are you doing if Marmoush doesn't start? Crying. No, I'll probably just bring Wisser in for him, mate. What if you don't get leaks? Well, man, I think I'm going to bring in Wisser and I'm going to do it, mate. We'll do a poll. We need to do a captaincy poll, don't we? Game week 36 captain. Who are the captaincy options for a poll, by the way? Let us know in the chat who I should set as my captaincy options. All of them. Guardiola. Yeah, I don't mind that. Cunha. Oh, it's Marmouche, I guess. Mbumo. / Wisser. Guardiola. God, there's so many options, isn't there? It's so hard to do it on a poll. I'm going to do a straw poll. Because there's too many options. Oh. Oh, why is it doing that? It's being really annoying. Straw poll. There we go. Why are you doing that? There we go. My laptop's being so annoying. Why can't I just move the tab? Come on, bro. There we go. Create a poll. Right. Game week 36 captain. Multiple choice. Allow selection of multiple options. I don't need names. 1 vote per IP address. VPN users can do it. There we go. Okay. So, options are Haaland, Marmouche. Someone said Cunha. Isak. Salah. Wood. Wisser. Mbumo. KDB. Guardiola. Look how many options we got. How good is this, by the way, that there are so many players that you could realistically captain? Am I missing anyone? John Terry. I'm going to put him in. Bowen. Yeah, I suppose you could have Bowen. Anelka. We'll put Anelka in there as well. Right, I think that's enough, isn't it? So if I create the poll, I'm going to vote for Mbumo. And then I'm going to share. Copy. I'm going to share. Vote for your captain here. Hopefully the link works. Does it work? It works. Okay, so then I'm going to pin it. And I want people who are in the chat, go and visit that straw poll. And we can vote for our captain. How fun's that, eh? Democratic vote and all that. Just saying, Claudette, I recommended Captain and Isak last week, so you clearly didn't listen to me. That's your first mistake. Should I use my triple captain this week? Or should I use it? I really like Saka in 38, mate, as your triple captain. Thanks for showing us this screen. What screen was that? Nixie. We love it. Thank you, mate. But you're skirting the issue this week. I'm not. I don't skirt. I'm being honest. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I mean, we've just created a poll, right? We've just created a poll where there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 genuine captaincy options this week. You're telling me I'm skirting the issue? I'm not having that. I'm gonna, in fact, that's what you get for saying I'm skirting. A 10-second timeout. There we go. We put her in a timeout. There's another timeout coming for you, Claudette. Sorry. Let's watch the votes come in, shall we? Two people have voted for John Terry. Look, we got 3 votes for Anelka. I'm gonna regret making a. I'm gonna regret doing that. I can't reverse it either. She's timed out for a minute. I can't do anything about it. Yeah, Bumo's looking pretty popular. Would you start Concert or Bradley? Yeah, I think you've got to take I'd say a 10% Joker factor on this one. People being jokers and voting for different options. Interestingly, no one has gone for Marmouche against Southampton. Areola or Raya? Sorry, I laugh whenever I see the word Areola. I'm going Areola, mate. I'm starting Areola, mate. Oh, Miles, my pleasure, mate. The Knights template, mate. Have a look. I mean, the votes are coming in. The pinned comment is a straw poll of who is the best captain. You got a chance to vote. Pinching. Oh, no, I'm not going there. Knights template. I'm not going there. Claudette is back. Hopefully that's a lesson for you. Take that as a lesson. Jeez, John Terry's more popular than Haaland. I listened in Captain Isak last week. It was a bit lucky that he got a penalty, I suppose, but we'll take it. I guess that's the benefit of captaining a penalty taker, isn't it? Man United will score twice against West Ham. Okay, interesting. Let's see if we can get I wonder if we can get 500 viewers in here. We're on 466 at the moment. Nixie, we're going to have a look at that tweet, mate. Oh, yeah, rotation this week from Ange. Yeah. So, yeah, good old Ange is rotating. Only 180 likes. Say only. I'm very grateful for 180 likes, but yeah, come on. I mean, we can do 200. We've got double that number of people, more than double that number of people just in the stream. Come on, man. If you're watching the stream, you can leave a like. Let's see if we can do 200 likes. I think we should probably be able to do 250, I reckon. Yeah, leave a like rating on the stream if you're enjoying it. And get voting on the poll as well. How many votes have we got? 63 votes, and we've got 478 people in here. I reckon some people haven't voted. It's the pinned comment in the chat. I'll share it again, just in case you're not able to see it. Bear with. So check the chat out. Some people might be watching it on their telly, I suppose, which I'll sort of let you off. But yeah, get voting on that straw poll in the chat. Who is your captain this week? Get voting, you bums. I take it, Claudette, you are more of a bum than an Areola person in that case. Did you get it? I did an FPL joke in there. I'm so getting demonetized on this stream. I've spoken about pyramid conspiracies and areolas, so I'm definitely getting demonetized. Murillo should start, yeah. Couldn't connect to the server. Does the link not work? It should work. Try it on a different device. I'm sure we'll be fine. I don't think I'll get demonetized for that. I think that's still pretty safe conversation, to be honest. And I can defend Areola because it's the name of a player in the game, right? Half the reason you watch football. Fantastic. Is there a risk Marmoush? I don't think Marmoush gets benched, no. But he's got 0 votes. Pretty incredible, that, isn't it? So yeah, and Bumo is leading the way. When are the leaks? I think they'll be about 1 p.m. UK time, mate. I can't believe John Terry's got 4 votes. John Terry and Anelka have got more votes than Marmoush. Right, we'll come back to the poll. The poll's there. We'll let the poll keep going. Get voting on the poll. I'll copy it in again. The peasants just can't afford him. That's interesting. I would too, Claudette, to be fair, but you can't. He's playing Southampton. You can't sell him ahead of Southampton, let's be honest. I would start Kivior, I think, Jake. I've absolutely no idea, one for all, to be honest with you, mate. I've no idea. Andrew Barton, Asensio to Alanga and Mateta to Cunha. I don't think I'd sell Asensio. If you get a leak, Salah to Alanga, Marmoush to Haaland. Yeah, I like that. I like that. But the thing is with Haaland, I've said this a few times, but I just worry about his sort of longer term minutes with the cup final and Club World Cup coming up. CJ345, I'm certainly thinking about it. It's Sharda or Alanga that's coming in for him, I think. Maxovici, I think I'll play Verbruggen. If you've got Verbruggen, why not play him? This is one of the few weeks where you'd actually want to play him, so I'd do it. Captain Mbumo, Wood, KDB, Max, mate. We've got a poll. The poll in the chat, a pinned comment, get voting on the poll, bro. See what other people are doing. I think I'm going Mbumo by the looks of this poll. Gibbs White, or I think they both start, mate. Oh, excuse me. What's the time? How are we doing for time? Okay, 10:30. Got about half an hour left of the stream, I reckon. Couple of things I asked, because we got a record number of viewers in here at the moment. First of all, I'm very grateful. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Second of all, if you're enjoying the stream, I'd really appreciate it. Leave us a like rating. Subscribe, if you can, to the Golden Goal channel. I'd appreciate that. And check me out on Instagram as well. Quite like to grow my Instagram a little bit. There you are, at Golden Goal FF on Instagram. See what I get up to. I'll maybe do some stories from my swim meet this evening if anyone was interested. It's an 80s music themed swim meet apparently, so that'd be quite interesting. Any more plugs? I can go full salesman mode if you want, but I don't really want to do that. Just trying to promote my social medias. That's about it, really. You can buy a Golden Goal mug. I didn't actually have my coffee out of a Golden Goal mug, but somewhere on my page, I don't actually know how it looks for a viewer, but there might be a shop where you can buy a sticker and a mug as well if you fancy supporting the channel that way. I don't know, Nixie. I haven't caught up with him, to be fair. Chair's been on sign-off. All right, mate. It's been a little while. It's going to be a little while, but I'll try and remember. Luke Phillips, we've actually had someone called Balls Deep come into the stream earlier. It's quite funny. Numbers up. Who else do you have in your team? I refuse to believe that one of them needs to be benched. Cheers, 1FDE. We're not doing team reviews at the moment, mate. Zubamendi to Arsenal, according to Fabrizio. Fair enough. I think Zubamendi and a top class striker would make Arsenal win the league. I just think they've got a gaping hole in their team of a striker to Arsenal. They just need a striker. I think they should just go all in for Gyökeres, to be honest. They should just go all in for Gyökeres and they win the league. I really think that. Should I sell Isak or Cunha to Marmouche? No. Yep, Spurs are rotating. That's what Ange says in his press conference. So what? Liverpool are much better. What was that in response to? Liverpool are on the beach, mate. Cheers, Andrew. Hugh seems like a really nice guy, but I don't want to say his surname. Could be said for tons of teams, though. What you should do, Andrew, what you should do, because it's really funny if you do it for him, is go into FPL Tom's stream and do that in his chat. He really likes it. Yeah, agree on Marmouche. I could tell him next week. Arsenal need a new manager. Well, I think... I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Arteta, but... I think they're a striker and a midfielder away from winning the league. I really do. I just don't know what they expected going into this season without a striker. I think it's a bit mad, really. Play Kirkez or Munoz. Munoz. Arsenal going to get mashed potatoed. Interesting. I've got the money to go straight from Mateta or Marmouche to Haaland. I'd sell Mateta, mate, if you could. But I like that. I'd sell Mateta, I think. Yeah, getting rid of Nketiah is a bit mad. I agree. Who do you think Arsenal should sign as their number 9 next season? What are your guys' opinions on that? Should we check out the poll, see if anyone else has voted? No, people have stopped voting. Come on, we only got 94 votes now. Give us a vote in the poll. I've just put it in the chat again. It's the pinned comment as well. Get voted in the old poll. Let's see who we're captaining. By the way, 475 people in the stream at the moment. Incredible. Do you reckon we can get to 500? Do you reckon we could do 500 people in the stream? That'd be mega. Leave a like rating on the stream if you're enjoying it, and subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. I'd very much appreciate that. Are you thinking of selling Sarr? Yeah, I think Murphy's the priority sell. I quite like the thought of Sarr playing against Tottenham. And Murphy's minutes have been pretty poor. I mean, he's not played 90 minutes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks now. Hi from Mauritius. I've got a friend who I swim with from Mauritius. Sell Salah. I think I'd only sell Salah if I was buying Haaland. Cheers, Claudette. I appreciate that. We've had a good time on this stream, haven't we? I appreciate you. Yeah, Haaland could be an option. The more this stream goes on, the more I think he's probably not worth it. Just with the FA Cup final in Club World Cup. I'm just not sure if he's worth it. Is Isak to Wissa and Murphy to Saka worth it? I don't hate that, you know. I don't hate it. I do quite like Isak. Luke, I don't think that's worth it. Salah to Enzo, then Haaland next week. I don't think Haaland's worth it next week because of the cup final. Would you start Bradley? Or I'd probably start Bradley, mate. I'd probably start Bradley. I'm not sure if Konsa plays. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought you were saying Konate. I don't know why I read that as Konate, not Konsa. I think I'd still start Bradley. Murphy to De Bruyne and Isak to Cunha. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, and Mbumo's looking popular, isn't he? Bloody hell, the chat's going mental. I can't keep up. Thank you, everyone. I'd start Colwill. What? Ooh, would I? Would I start Colwill? No, I'd start Saliba. Add Sharda to the... I've forgotten Sharda. No, I can't. The poll is set. I've forgotten Sharda. Mate. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. What a fantastic word. Saliba or Livramento? I think I'd start Saliba. I just think Liverpool have an on-the-beach factor to them now that Newcastle don't have. That Chelsea don't have. Absolutely, James. I think the parachute payments will benefit you, though. Who do you reckon goes? And also, I think Leif Davis kicking Saka relegated you. I think Leif Davis was a silly man for doing that. He probably would have been relegated anyway, but I thought I was annoyed, and I'm not an Ipswich fan, at Leif Davis for doing that. I think it was very silly. Not necessarily, Shax. Not necessarily. You could just sell him next week if you wanted to. And I didn't get rid of him earlier on in the season, to be fair. I think I was one of the last FPL content creators to still have Haaland in my team, to be fair. I think I'd play Kirkez over Saliba, though. Yeah, I think I would. I've done Isak to Wissa and Bowen to De Bruyne for a -4. No, I don't think that's worth it. I really don't like taking hits. And selling Bowen, I don't like the thought of selling Bowen, mate. I would have just done Isak to Wissa. And even then, I don't think that's an obvious move. I think Bristol City are done, to be honest, mate. Unfortunately, I think we're done. Claudette's playing Kirk. There you go. Claudette's not very good at FPL, though, so I wouldn't listen too much about her advice. She captained Mbumo last week, so she's not very good at FPL. Oh, Zubimendi has been signed. That's official. Is that actually Romano? It is. Well, there you go. That's the midfielder they needed. Now they just need a striker, and then they'll probably win the league, in my opinion. I'm only joking, Claudette. You know that, though. Bruno to Kevin De Bruyne. Mateta to Wissa. Yeah, I don't mind it. But again, I'd be just be a little bit worried about De Bruyne's minutes with the cup final. Tam, I don't really care if it was a red or not, to be honest. The player should never be making that challenge. I think I would have just, if I was Rob Dickey, I'd have just let Kiefer Moore have the one-on-one. I'd have give him a little nudge to try and put him off. Not one to give a penalty away. And then just trust my goalkeeper in a one-on-one. Because Kiefer Moore is not exactly the most prolific striker. So I personally would have just let him have the one-on-one and stayed on the pitch. Because it's ruined us now, basically. Yeah, completely agree, Tam. Completely agree. Just not necessary, was it? What can you do? I just hope he becomes a better player for it. I'm sure he's not feeling very good about it. So I just hope he uses that as fuel to become a better player. Anyone sitting in the garden later doing absolutely nothing? I'm off to a swim competition, me, but we'll see. Yeah, what is everyone up to today, by the way, when the games are on? There's an interesting one, James. I didn't go on the pitch for what it's worth, because we hadn't won anything. But I can respect those. I can appreciate those that did. I mean, we've not done anything really for 17 years. So we've had won a couple of Johnson's Paint trophies, I suppose, and a League One promotion. But that's probably the best moment our football club has had in nearly 2 decades. So for those that pitch invaded, I think it's fine. I didn't do it, but I can respect those that did. Savinio, interesting. What was that in response to, or are you just singling them out? Babysitting 3 grandchildren, all aged under 3. That sounds fun. Sarr or Savinio? Well, based on Claudette's comment there, I'd go Savinio. Saliba to Aït-Nouri or Munoz to Van der Berg? I'd go Saliba to Aït-Nouri. Planting flower, very nice. I've got a balcony that I don't use that I should probably decorate. I don't want Sheffield United back in the Prem, so I'm rooting for Sunderland. Fair enough. That was my cheeky grin. KDB might have a decent game. Yeah, but okay. Torn between him and Wissa is what the poll's saying. We've got 119 votes on it now. Get voting on the poll. I'll put it in the chat again. Glenn, I'm a Wednesday fan and I will not be watching the match. There you go. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, leave a like rating on the stream. Subscribe. And yeah, give us a follow on X or Instagram. Golden Goal FF. I'd appreciate that. What else are we watching? What else is going on? Who to look for on X? I really have no idea, to be honest, Ben. It used to be FPL Main Road and FPL Tony, but I think they do their leaks, if I'm not mistaken, behind a paywall now. So I'm not sure you can go for them anymore. Went to Bristol v Preston. Yeah, I agree, mate. We were terrible in that game. And unfortunately, we just had a lot of injuries as well. A lot of our first choice players are injured at the moment. So yeah. But I was pretty gutted when we went 2-0 down. No worries, Holly. You've left me on tenterhooks, though. You said you were going to ask me something, which sounded quite ominous, and there was some gossip to share. And I've not heard anything, Holly. So I'm on tenterhooks for that. But yeah, hope you have a lovely time at the park. Hope you have a lovely time at the park. Sounds lovely. Well, I assume it's the same wherever you're living, but it's a beautiful morning here. Wilshere has left and isn't going to be Norwich manager. That is it's quite the thing, that, isn't it? I've transferred in Haaland. It's probably a little bit early, mate. I'm sorry to hear that, Kingdom of Kai. I can offer you something, though. That happened to me sort of this time last year. It was completely out of the blue. And I used it as fuel to build this YouTube channel. So it's really hard to go through at the time. Probably one of the hardest things I've ever gone through, to be honest. But you use it as fuel, mate. Turn it into fuel. That's all I can say. Yeah, two things. Never contact that person again unless you've got children together. Never contact that person again. Move on and work on something. Whether that's smashing it in the gym, building a business, just do that, mate. That's what worked for me. I feel a lot better for it now as well. I look back on it and I think yeah, I did quite well coming out of that, I think. So yeah, that'd be my advice, mate. Sounds pretty hardcore and harsh, but it helps, I promise. Absolutely, CJ345. I will be doing it next season. I'll be all in on it next season, mate. Yeah, the block of flats behind the ground is where it was filmed. I didn't realise that until this year, actually. Yeah, sorry, Kingdom. I sound quite harsh with my advice, but usually when people come to advice with me, I give them the honest score as opposed to loving advice. I'm not the guy to come to for that, but I can give you stuff that helps. You'll be fine, mate. I've got I don't know if you have Instagram or Twitter, but I've got a couple of resources that will genuinely help you as well. So if you want to shoot me a DM on there, I can share some useful things with you if you want, mate. Nice one, Maxavici. I always say that, mate. And this is beyond breakups now. But I look at some of the hardest like situations I've gone through in life, and I've had a few challenges. I don't need to go into detail on the stream, but using those setbacks in your life to fuel something something positive that you just have like I don't know how to say it, but those kind of setbacks in life are the single greatest motivators to do something positive for yourself. And I look back on all of the like bad events that have happened to me in the last like 3 or 4 years, and I've tried to use all of them to propel myself forward. Not that I'm in any position to offer like pure life advice, but yeah, you can turn this into a positive, mate. Definitely. I believe in you. You'll be fine. 512. Yeah, we've got over 500 viewers. That is mental. Thank you, everyone. I'm so appreciative of that. Yeah, so we said there are 2 accounts, FPL Main Road and FPL Tony. They used to do Man City leagues, but I think they do a Patreon now where they're behind a paywall. So I'm not sure if we'll get any. I just don't know, to be honest. You're staring at, by the way, a Gameweek 36 captaincy poll. And this might be a controversial thing to say, right? This might be... Actually, no, this isn't a controversial thing to say. It's not controversial at all. One of the things that women in particular are quite good at is letting out their emotions. Men tend not to do that. We like to gloss over them and distract ourselves, right? I would say just lean into like pure emotion, Kingdom of Kai, when you need to, and just let yourself feel the feelings. Because the more you push them down and block them out, they'll catch up with you later on. The more pain that you feel now, or let yourself feel now, the better you'll feel in the future. Anyway, I'll stop talking about that now, but that's also another thing. Don't avoid your emotions, mate. And something like that happening now, before you get married, have children, get tied together financially, etc. It's good that it happened now. If it's clean, the cleaner it is, the better it is. That's what I say. Anyway, right, we'll stop talking about that now. But yeah, I wish you the best, mate. Do you think we have all jinxed the Mbumo captaincy? Don't know. Any start? No, we've not got any news about City yet. I think it's still too early, mate. I think it's still too early. Yeah, my rank. I'm not afraid to share it. It's definitely not the best. I'll probably have everyone leave the stream. There's my rank. Here's my pathetic rank history. I actually went full bore on YouTube last season, and then before that, this is the standard excuse, right? So you can choose to believe it or not. But I never really took FPL that seriously until last year, because the YouTube channel was about other games that I played. So this year was the first time I really started taking it seriously. It was last year. Yeah, it's my rank history. 73k last year, so 2 top 100k finishes. I'll take that. I'm no FPL Harry though. I'll say that much. Yeah, I'm on for a personal best. Pretty good, isn't it? How are you going to miss the leaks, Cortex? Surely there's a way you can catch them. I think I'm going to pull over on the motorway, mate, when I'm driving to my swim meet to see if we've got any. So I'll stop in the middle of the motorway. Just be like, hold on, guys. I need to see if Haaland's starting. And hold up the whole of the M4. Would you swap Clivert for Sharda? I don't think I would. I quite like Clivert at home v Villa. I don't massively back the Villa defence, I've got to say. I don't massively back the Villa defence. Oh, sorry, Marv FPL. That's annoying. What sort of hospitality work do you do, mate? By the way, I've got to say, I know we've got 450 people in here. I've been trying to hold it off, but my drinks bottle is empty. I've been live for 2 hours and 30 minutes, and I haven't used the loo since I've started. So I'm going to have to do that now. I have nothing to keep you entertained while I'm away, except for the poll. So I'll put it in the chat again. I will be like 2 minutes. I just need to refill my water and go to the loo because it's been 2.5 hours. That might be too much information, but I'm a human being. So I'm just going to go on mute and do that. I won't be long. I'll be like 2 minutes. There we go. Claudette, I'm flattered and slightly weirded out by that comment. You're a barman, nice man. Will you get to watch the football today? Tell us your best dad jokes. I don't have any, mate. David Chubb is definitely getting wood today. That's what we like to hear. Is it worth using my only transfer to bring in a Nottingham Forest defender over Konsa? Who have you got up front? Who have you got up front? I do quite like that, but the question is, who have you got up front? Jesus, Paul. Holy moly. All I'm going to say is holy moly. I'm sure people might have enjoyed that one, but I can't possibly comment on whether I enjoyed that or not. My mate Paddy had a paper shop and it blew. Very good. Very good. Saar for Elanga or Mateta for Whistler/Wood. Gotta get ready for me other job. No bother, mate. What time are we at? 11:03. Okay. I'll go for another quarter of an hour. How about that? Because I need to make lunch. So I'll go until 11:15. Then I need to make some lunch. I know it's early for lunch, but I'm racing this evening, so I want to get my food in nice and early, and then I've got some time to digest. You know. Who would you bring in for Livramento? Probably a Forest defender, I'd say. Sorry, guys, I'm just responding to something. We're back. We're back. I left my mic on. What for? I don't think I left my mic on for going to the loo. If I did, so be it. So be it. It is what it is. Tom told me to send you a lot of love. There we go. I did. Cheers, Cortex, mate. We heard you singing. When was I singing, bro? I don't sing when I wee. Not bad, Glenn. It's doable. What's Glenn said? Oh, Paul, you legend. Thank you very much, mate. That's very kind of you, my friend. I certainly will, mate. I think we'll buy one when we get to the pool, if that's all right. Hopefully they've got a coffee shop that's open. If FPL was a meal at a restaurant, what would you say it is? A really tasty steak that has lots of little tiny bones in it. So it tastes really nice, but there's loads of pain along the way. There you go. Don't know where that came from. Thank you, Jocks. Would you go Bowen to KDB? I'm actually doing 5 races, mate. So could I have 5 espressos? No, I'm only joking. I'll probably just have 1 coffee. Would you go Bowen to KDB and Mateta to Whistler/Cunha for a -4? I'm winning all my mini leagues. I wouldn't take a hit. I'd just do Mateta to Whistler, mate. I wouldn't take a hit. What would be your death row meal? Honestly, mate, I've been asked this before. So the hometown where I grew up in, that's pretty obvious, isn't it? That I grew up in my hometown. But my hometown has the single best Indian restaurant that I've ever been to. And they have a special dish within that restaurant that remains the best curry I've ever eaten. And I'd have one of those with some chips, with some poppadoms, naan bread, all the sauces. I'd have that. Every day of the week, I'd have that. Well, what is that and what restaurant? In fact, I can share it, can't I? Oh, no, I don't know. Is it appropriate to share it on a stream? It's a really good restaurant. We've got 446 people in it. So I don't want to, I don't want to single out this poor restaurant, because I don't know if it will be good or bad for it. But it's the only Indian restaurant in the town, basically. If I'm right in saying the owner, it's a pretty cool story actually. The owner, I think, emigrated. Is it emigrate? Is that the word? From India to Britain. Opened up the restaurant when he was like in his 20s, and he's used the restaurant to fund all of his children going through university. He's just a great bloke, and unfortunately, I think it was this year he had a stroke. And I don't actually know how he's doing, to be honest. He's a lovely man. He's almost like I wouldn't say a pillar of the community, but everyone in the town sort of knows him. He's just a lovely bloke. So I'm hoping he's doing well. Yeah, I'm sure he is. But I think he'd work in there like 7 days a week. He's a pretty hard-working geezer. Pretty inspirational, actually, that he did all that. You know, set up the restaurant, worked in there 7 days a week, employs lots of people, and then sent all of his kids through university through it. I thought it was a pretty good story, to be honest. No, but people can leave like dodgy Google reviews and stuff, and I just wouldn't want to do that. I don't know. I just feel a little bit uneasy about doing it. You don't come to me for restaurant reviews, do you? If I'm chasing rank to get top 1k, would you go KDB? No. I also wouldn't chase rank, mate. I just stick with your team. Would it be crazy to sell Isak instead of Mateta for Wissa? No, it wouldn't. Yeah, I think it's the same, Harry's Army. As much as I trust everyone, you just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. It's like saying, I trust all of you, so I'm going to put my phone number in the chat. That's not going to go well, is it? If 7 people hadn't voted John Terry, who knows what could happen? Exactly. Right, we're approaching 2 hours and 45 minutes of being live now. 400. We had 500 people here at one point. Absolutely mental. I'm so grateful. What a stream this has been. I hope you've had a good time as well. I've really enjoyed this morning. It's been great. Yeah, I think Vardy next week could be a good shout, to be fair. This stream has been so enjoyable. So yeah, I just really appreciate everyone joining. We've had a few what's the word? Segues, haven't we? That's the word I was looking for. Boy, Ben, do you have my number? I don't know. We've had a few interesting segues, haven't we? But it's been fun. I don't think it's possible for me to talk about FPL for 2 hours and 45 minutes without mentioning something else. So if you enjoyed the other chat, then yeah, consider sticking around. In fact, I'm gonna go to the solo screen now to round off the stream. We've got a few minutes left. We can talk about things that are non-FPL if you like. But yeah, it goes without saying, I wish you the best of luck for this game week. It goes without saying. What was the number? 43,200, wasn't it, Harry's Army? You should do a maths lesson based on that. Indeed, Jemima. We had a fantastic pyramid segue, didn't we? Cheers, Harry. Oh. Do you know how I said I don't want to share my phone number on stream? Someone's just calling me who I don't know. A random phone number. That's interesting. Is someone going to call like breathing down the phone? I'll return their call after the stream. Fair enough, Ben. Was that Ben just calling me? Interesting. Yeah, I'll answer it live, actually. It could be someone. If that was someone on the stream calling, Call again, and I'll answer the call. We'll find out. If they call me again, then I know they're on the stream. If they don't, then it's a scam. They've not called. Right, I think I'm going to wrap things up there, if that's all right. That phone call was interesting. You run a cafe in Auckland. Fair enough, man. We might do it next time then. What was I going to say? Yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We've had 7,575 people tune into the stream this morning, which is absolutely bonkers. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And more than that, I've had a lovely time talking to you all. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Captaincy poll is finishing off looking like this, by the way. So we've had 143 votes. Mbumo is leading the way. Leave a like rating before you leave. Subscribe before you leave. Mbumo is the most popular captain, followed by KDB. There you go. Cheers, Claudette. I'll try my very best to swim as fast as I can. I've got me little racing trunks here. Look at that. Got me Speedo racers there. We're ready to go. And 8 people are captaining John Terry. There you go. Right. Cheers, everyone. I'm going to go and eat some salmon so I can channel my inner fish.